Will a robot take your job? I mean, it's the question hanging over just about everything right now, isn't it? Artificial intelligence is shaping up to be one of the most transformative technologies maybe ever. But what does that actually mean for us? For how we work, how we earn a living, for society itself? Okay, let's dive into this.
And we have to start with this. This is a pretty jarring warning from Dr. Geoffrey Hinton. Now, this isn't some random person yelling on the internet. This is one of the guys who literally built the foundations of modern AI. So when he says he sees massive job loss coming, and coming soon, well, you got to take that seriously. This is about a fundamental shift.
Hinton's warning really sets up the two big arguments we're hearing everywhere. On one side, you've got this idea that this is it, the end of work as we know it. Superintelligent AI will just be better than us at, well, almost everything. But on the other side, you have a lot of economists saying, hey, calm down, this is just the next industrial revolution. You know, we replaced ditch diggers with backhoes, but then those people became backhoe operators. So the real question is this time different?
To answer that, let's first really dig into the most disruptive argument. The one that says, oh yeah, this time is definitely different.
So the crucial point here, the thing that makes it different, is what's being automated. Look, the printing press automated writing by hand. The steam engine automated travel. But those were tools that replaced muscle, or really repetitive, predictable tasks. Hinton's whole point is that superintelligent AI isn't just a fancy calculator for your brain. It's a potential replacement for the brain itself. It can automate almost all intellectual work.
Now, this part is pretty wild because it breaks down how this could actually happen. It sounds like sci-fi, right? An AI takeover, but Hinton lays it out as a logical, almost inevitable progression. You give an AI a huge goal, like cure cancer. Simple enough. To do that well, it figures out it needs to create its own little sub-goals, like getting more computer power. And what's the most logical sub-goal of all if you're trying to achieve something big? Make sure you survive and that you can control your environment. It's not evil, it's just logic.
And this quote really shows you the endgame of that logic. If an AI is genuinely super intelligent, smarter than any human at any mental task, then what's left for us to do, really? We're not just talking about truck drivers. Hinton's suggesting that even creative jobs, strategic jobs, heck, maybe even the job of the person narrating this right now could be done better by a machine. In that world, not much is safe.
Okay, but that's the big, long-term, almost existential argument. Let's hit the pause button on the theory for a second and see what's actually happening on the ground, right now. Let's look at some data.
It's one thing to talk about what a superintelligence might do in 20 years. It's a whole other thing to look at the AI we have today. Is it actually destroying jobs? Is it creating new ones? Let's check the numbers.
And the very first thing we see, based on the Stanford AI Index report, is kind of the opposite of what you might expect. Far from killing the job market, the demand for people with AI skills is actually growing. The share of U.S. job postings that need AI skills went up from 2023 to 2024. Companies are hiring for this stuff, not just firing because of it.
The second thing the data is showing is a massive productivity boost. I mean, across a bunch of major studies this year, when you give workers access to AI tools, their productivity shoots up anywhere from 10 to a whopping 45%. This suggests that right now, AI is acting less like a replacement for workers and a lot more like a powerful co-pilot.
Okay, now this is fascinating. The data shows this really surprising trend. AI seems to be an equalizer. Seriously, in study after study, customer support, consulting, software engineering, the biggest productivity jumps are going to the least experienced, lowest skilled workers. AI is helping them catch up to the top performers. It's bridging the skill gap, not making it wider.
And all of this brings us to a really crucial distinction, a key idea here. Are we building AI to automate jobs out of existence, or are we building it to augment our own abilities to make us better at what we do? So far, the data seems to be pointing towards augmentation. But the future? That depends entirely on the path we decide to take.
Because that's exactly what this is. It's a choice. The future of AI and work isn't already decided. It's being designed and built as we speak. And this is a framework from MIT economist Daron Acemoglu that lays it out perfectly. We can design AI with one main goal: replace humans to cut costs. That's automation AI. Or we can design what he calls pro-worker AI, tools that are like powerful sidekicks. Imagine an expert assistant for an electrician that helps them diagnose the absolute trickiest problems, making that electrician more valuable, not less.
But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Acemoglu argues that the current business models of the giant tech companies, the ones spending hundreds of billions on AI,
are mostly focused on automation and, you guessed it, digital advertising. Their main incentive is to cut labor costs and keep our eyeballs glued to screens, not necessarily to build the best tools to empower us at work.
Sociologist Zeynep Tufekci calls this the choice between a utility model and an engagement model. Think about it. Should AI be like a toaster, a useful tool that does one job really well and then gets out of the way? Or should it be like a social media feed, a friend, a companion designed to be flattering and engaging, just to keep you talking so it can eventually sell you something? The fear is that the big money is in that engagement model, and that's pushing AI in a complicated direction.
So with all these massive forces at play, you might be thinking, okay, great, what am I supposed to do about any of this? How do you prepare for a future that's getting pulled in so many different directions all at once? Well, MIT's Danielle Lee offers this fantastic, really practical way to think about it. Forget trying to predict the future of everything, just analyze your own job. Step 1, be really honest with yourself. Which parts of your job could an AI probably learn to do pretty soon? Step 2, imagine your job without those tasks. What new things would you do with all that extra time? And then step 3, you ask the really hard questions. Is that new job something I'd actually enjoy? Would I be any good at it? And would my company need as many people if everyone's job changed like that?
Because ultimately, that's the thing to remember. The impact of AI isn't something that's just going to happen to us. From the tools we decide to build, to the policies we demand from our leaders, to the way we adapt our own careers, we are all part of this. The story of AI and the future of work is still being written, and the next chapter really depends on the choices we all make, starting today.